doing here?
Trying to stop a murderer.
What's the good news, Doc?
We don't want you in Port Charles.
I look forward to proving you wrong. I'm sure whatever you're thinking won't work for me.
I'm afraid I made a huge mistake. Got me on right?
Drew's so worried about Willow and her kids, huh? Mark my words. Alexis is going to take Scout from him. I mean, what he's spent. What? 2 whole days with her since Sam died? She's better off with her grandma anyway. And seriously, why on earth did they bring Sidwell back? Why is he not locked up for kidnapping Sasha and blowing up a warehouse? I swear, I'd rather they had brought back Johnny Zaccaria or even resurrected Lorenzo Alcazar at this point. Go, Curtis. Whatever he's telling Drew, if he's putting that guy in his place, I'm all for it. And Drew, don't even get me started. With those old man whiskers, he needs to head to DC with all the other narcissistic political worms. Guy thinks way too much of himself. Here's a thought. If Willow has to work, and Nina does sometimes too, then what's Willow gonna do for childcare while living with Nina? A nanny. Oh wait, that's basically what she got living at the Q compound. Plus, the kids would actually have cousins around. How is that even a hard decision? And please, when Willow says she made a huge mistake, I really hope she's talking about Drew and not moving back into the Qs, because if she is, I'd be on board with that. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Dear GH writers, I have a super serious request for you. Please, for the love of whatever is still good in the world, can we get some light, escapist storylines? The real world is already drowning in enough drama, darkness, and chaos. Can we get a little love, hope, and joy for a change? Honestly, I'd even take a full-blown alien invasion story with Shep and Casey right now. Just give us a mental vacation, please. We're begging. Now let's talk about Carly and Brennan for a moment, shall we? For everyone out there desperately shipping them together, let me help you out. Stop it. Like really, just stop. Carly does not need a man to feel validated. She's been warned by the holy trinity of Sonny, Jason, and even Brennan himself to stay the heck away from him. But no, she's just ignoring that because, what? She's in love. Honey, he's using her. And if she's falling for it, well, that's just tragic. Let's not forget, this is the same guy who knew what Valentin was doing to Sonny, who knew Cyrus had Dex killed, and yet still hasn't been honest with her. If Joss and Sonny mean everything to Carly, then why is he playing this game with her? Come on, Carly. Use that brain. And speaking of drama, Willow. Cheating on Michael with Drew, taking the kids away from their home to Nina's. And now, oh look, she's back and suddenly wants to kick the kids out again. Yeah, that was exactly my experience growing up too, when my mom did that to me at age 3. All I wanted was to be with my dad and my own bed. Seriously, Willow, you couldn't have waited until these kids were a little older for this roller coaster of dysfunction. By the way, just a quick fun fact, Curtis and Portia are living in Jax's house. You remember him, right? The guy who bought it so Joss could move in with him. Carly, of course, sold Bobby's house to pay off the mess from the Aurora catastrophe. Maxie? She's in the house Dante and Lulu actually bought and lived in. Carly's in the house she got from her divorce from Sonny. And Sonny? Well, he was living in his old penthouse until it burned down. Just a little FYI for the people keeping track of the real estate drama in Port Charles. And finally, huge shout out to the writers for not letting Curtis cave to Drew's whiny little tantrum about getting his company back. Because, let's be real, Drew, that company wasn't even yours. You and Sam bought Aurora, an already existing company, with Jason's money when everyone thought he was dead. So no, it's not yours. There, hope this helps. Brennan is so smitten with Carly. He just happened to show up in Germany for some vague, totally plausible reason. How convenient, right? He loves their raw, honest conversations, and let's face it, Carly definitely brings out the better side of him. But let's not forget Congressman Drew, who seems to be busy doing absolutely nothing for his constituents. I'm just so relieved he doesn't represent me, because if he did, I'd be getting zipped for my tax dollars. And don't get me started on Aurora Media. Apparently, Julian Jerome decided to sell Direct Wells Media to his daughter, Sam and Drew. Because, sure, that makes total sense. Once again, the writers are rewriting history, like we didn't see Michael, Sam, and Jax building that company from the ground up. But hey, let's pretend Drew had anything to do with it, right? Carly was already in tears when she arrived in Germany, all emotional, probably wondering if her life could get any worse. Then, cue dramatic music, she opens the door to find Jax standing there, ready to make everyone's heart melt. Be still, my heart. I mean, come on, could it get more romantic than that? And Drew? Oh, he's threatening to tank Aurora if he doesn't get it back. Thankfully, Curtis didn't let that slide and tossed Drew right out. Love a good Curtis moment. Also, major shout out to Anna for connecting the dots about Sidwell's arrival in Port Charles, coinciding with the bombing of Sonny's penthouse. Classic Anna move, right? Tracy for the win. She told Willow that Drew's not allowed on the property to visit her. That was the moment I've been waiting for. Finally, someone put Drew in his place. Oh, and don't even get me started on that scene with Carly. She hears Jason's voice, guiding her to count to 10 before throwing the bottle. And then she just hugs it? Hilarious. But the real kicker is when she answers the door and finds Brennan standing there, looking like he's ready to offer his shoulder for all those tears Carly's been holding back. I can't even. Drew really thought he could pull the same slick, manipulative moves on Curtis that he did with Willow. Newsflash, Curtis wasn't having it. When he asked, "What happened to the Drew I knew?" It was a perfect mix of disbelief and disappointment, like he couldn't even recognize the guy standing in front of him anymore. And oh, let's add Drew's latest lie to the pile. Apparently, Drew's desperate to get back the company he started, because clearly, Sam's father didn't start the company. It was just waiting for Drew to swoop in and make himself the hero, right? Speaking of Drew, here's hoping Jack is genuinely this compelling. I'm starting to like him, but please, don't do anything to hurt Carly. I can't handle that. Now, about Michael Corinthos. Would it be intriguing if he came back darker, colder, ready to take over Sonny's empire? Imagine him, with all his baggage and twisted experiences, stepping into the role of the power-hungry son. Either Chad does it or someone else gets recast. It could really shake things up. Also, anyone else suspect Sidwell has connections to pikemen? I mean, the guy's all about munitions, high-powered weapons, and mercenaries. Makes you wonder, right? And seriously, let's talk about what family really means. Just because someone's not your biological sibling or parent doesn't mean they can't be family. It's about the love, the bond, the support. I've got friends who are like sisters, and I'm lucky enough to have a niece who was adopted as a baby. She's just as much my family as anyone who shares my DNA. Finally, Drew. Seriously, I can't stand him. Willow was just having a calm conversation with Christina when Drew barged in like a wrecking ball. Of course, he had to stir up unnecessary drama, asking if Sonny and Carly were harassing her, which, spoiler alert, they weren't. Loved Christina's comeback of, "Yeah, from way over there," because no, Willow was not the center of attention at that moment. Sonny and Carly were busy looking through their son's window. And don't get me started on Willow wanting Drew to stay. That was beyond dumb. He can be at the hospital, but no, he doesn't need to be right there with Michael's family while they're trying to make huge decisions about his future and adding all that unnecessary stress. All right, quick request for everyone. Can we all agree to pay a little more attention to the actual dialogue? A few folks totally missed when Joss mentioned her hair to Lucas. She clearly said something about the girls doing her hair, so let's try to catch that next time, yeah? I missed it at first too, but I went back and listened to it again. It's all there. You can always rewind. It's not hard, people. Also, Joss wasn't playing with her sisters. She was playing with one sister and another random little girl. Avery isn't related to her in any way. How is that getting overlooked? Speaking of things being missed, can we talk about Sidwell for a second? Why does no one seem to notice him? And how is it that Anna and Jason haven't realized he's there? Seriously, did we all forget to take our observation skills to the next level? Now, here's a classic line. Diane is going to come in and destroy Willow and her medical proxy. Excuse me? I'll take things that never happened for $2,000, Alex. Come on, people, catch up. Also, quick question, who watches the show on mute? Because it seems like a lot of people are totally missing key dialogue. It's like we have subtitles for a reason. And for anyone who's confused about Ava's storyline, it's not a rags to riches thing, unless we're talking the opposite of that. I mean, in Ava's mind, that apartment townhome duplex thing Rick was showing her was perfectly fine for a single mother and her child. But of course, Ava's not thinking about what's best for Avery. She's just fixated on sticking it to Sonny. Her whole plan is like, get the win, stick it to Sonny, regardless of what's actually better for her kid. If you asked Avery, I bet she'd say, I want to stay at Mama Carly's, where there's a routine, nannies, and caregivers. I'm happy there. Oh, and by the way, Dex, is he really dead? Or is he just undercover trying to find Cyrus? Just a little food for thought. Whatever happened to Carly's house, the one that Jasper Jax had built for her, it was such a great symbol of their relationship, right? At one point, Bobby and Lucas were living there, and it wasn't even that far from Sonny's place. The kids used to stroll through the woods from one house to the other. In fact, Morgan ran into Dante there when Dante was all tangled up in some Dominique drama. So much for the good old days. Meanwhile, Ava's going through a little reality check, seeing her lavish lifestyle slip away. Apparently, her cash flow is all tied up in the new art gallery and the Cassadine money. Yeah, it's been yanked back. Rick showed her a potential place to live with Avery, but she was less than thrilled. He had to remind her that her bank account was looking pretty thin, and she needed a roof over her head if she planned on keeping Avery in the custody battle with Sonny. Reality bites, Ava. Then Laura had to lay down some tough love. She told Ava that she couldn't testify against Sonny because, family ties. There's also the matter of their grandson, Rocco. It's all a little too tangled for Ava's liking. On a different front, Brick hooked Sonny up with an appointment for a heart specialist in LA, and Natalia's tagging along for the ride. Seems like Sonny's about to get all medical in LA. But here's where things get a little more complicated. Jordan's got news for Laura. Mr. Sinwell has brought someone named Winterneer, who wants to have a chat with her, and Lucy made it happen. Who knows what that's about, but it's not looking like a light conversation. As for Jocelyn, she's clearly not listening to her Uncle Lucas about staying away from Cyrus. She's all about making him pay for what he did to Dex. No listening to reason there. Her vendetta is set. Mac, on the other hand, had a nice heart-to-heart with Cody, telling him he's officially part of the family now, and that they'll always need him. But don't get too comfortable, Cody. Max also decided it might be best to leave him locked up for a while to think about his actions. Family's family, but consequences are consequences. And seriously, can we stop with the nonsense about Joss's hair? She told Lucas that her sisters did it as a little bonding activity. It's what siblings do, people. Let the little ones have their fun with the hairstyling. I'm pretty sure some of you missed out on that, but maybe you'll get a chance to try it with your grandkids. It's all about keeping things in perspective, folks. I'm so glad Jocelyn can at least admit she messed up the Cyrus investigation, because she totally did. Too bad that doesn't seem to make her think before running her mouth. Seriously though, why is everyone being so unnecessarily mean? Like, I didn't even go looking for comments about Jocelyn's hair. I just thought it looked weird and decided to post about it. I rarely post or comment on anything. But apparently, that made me the target of some nasty, mean-spirited women. Wow, really? And then I get accused of seeking attention again? Well, screw that. Also, can we talk about how Lulu hasn't spent a second with Rocco? Did she forget she has a kid? Kinda odd. And what's up with Drew? Why isn't anyone calling out the fact that he should be in Washington right now? I'm not a political expert, but there was just an inauguration, so shouldn't he be doing his job, representing the people? But nope, he's just been busy hovering over Willow. Seems like a pretty fair observation to me. Is this Jason Morgan or Jason Quartermain? I'm starting to wonder if Jason's now carrying around some of those Quartermain memories, because his actions lately seem a lot more focused on family than the old Jason Morgan ever was. Sure, he still wants to take care of Carly and Sunny, but he's doing things that old Jason Morgan simply wouldn't have done. Take, for example, the way he chose Tracy over Sunny's command. Jason Morgan never would have gone against Sunny like that. And then there's the deal he made after Carly left, which is something that lawyers, Drew, Carly, Sunny, typically handle. But no, Jason's right there making things happen. And of course, Lulu's helping him pull it off. I think there's a reason behind it all though. First, the deal was about keeping an eye on things. He's not about to let Drew take Michael's kids anywhere. And second, Willow saved his life, so Jason's willing to be civil to her, even if it's not exactly his style. Remember when Jason stuck his feet in that pool? He kept Ava alive, even when Sunny ordered otherwise. Old Jason would have never made that call. The thing is, Jason used to trust Anna far more than Sunny, which is a bit of a twist. I'm not saying he's not the same Jason, but there's definitely a shift. Maybe it's that he's just more emotional about things now, especially with Sam and everything else going on. Losing Sam has clearly changed him. I think it's made him realize that if he wants to step up as a father, he needs to start embracing his family. It's like Sam had been telling him all along, over and over again, before she died. And now, finally, he's seeing the value in stability and being there for his kids and the people he cares about. Better late than never, right? It's also an opportunity for Steve Burton to explore a new, more emotionally layered story, and I'm all in for that. Looking back, it seems like this shift in Jason started a long time ago. It was gradual, beginning after Alan's death, and has been building up ever since. People tend to forget how close Jason was getting to his family before he left, but they've been planting those seeds for years now. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.